Capricorn.
Brace yourself, for a cataclysm beyond the farthest reaches of your imagination is descending upon you with the force of 1,000 storms. A figure cloaked in wealth and wielding influence that bends the world to their will has turned their piercing gaze upon you, and they are about to tear the very fabric of your life asunder, remaking it in a blaze of divine purpose. You may have wandered through your days, believing your footsteps fell on forgotten paths, your voice swallowed by the wind, your struggles unseen by any who mattered. But hear this truth, and let it burn into your soul. Someone has been watching. They have tracked every tremor of your resilience, every spark of your energy, every unyielding stand you've taken against the darkness. What is unfolding before you now is no fleeting whim of chance. It is a sacred orchestration, a collision of heaven's intent and earth's execution, set in motion by forces you cannot yet comprehend. Hold fast, for I am about to unveil a revelation that will rattle the foundations of your being. The work you've poured out, often in the desolate silence where no applause echoed, has summoned a power so vast it will hurl you into a realm that mirrors the untamed fire of your true essence. This is no random twist of fate. It is a deliberate act of destiny. A benefactor, armed with the means to shift mountains and the vision to see beyond the veil, has resolved to rip you from the confines of your current existence and plant you in a soil where your spirit can tower like an ancient oak. By the time this message sears its way through your heart, you will know with unshakable clarity why this upheaval has come, what ember you unknowingly struck to ignite this inferno, and how you must gird yourself for the monumental transformation that looms on the horizon. Stand resolute, chosen one, for every word one speak is a thunderclap meant to awaken you to the magnitude of what is at hand. Consider the weight of your presence in this fractured world. You may not perceive it, but your every step sends ripples through the ether, even when you feel cloaked in obscurity. Eyes, some human, some celestial, follow the arc of your journey, drinking in the way you carry yourself through the tempests of life. They see the kindness you scatter like stars in a moonless night, the wisdom you wield like a blade against despair, the quiet strength that hums beneath your skin. This stranger, this titan of wealth and influence, does not merely glance at the surface of your existence. They have plunged into the depths. They have seen your character forged in the crucible of hardship, your resilience tempered by battles no one else witnessed, your authenticity shining like a beacon in a sea of pretense. Perhaps you've knelt to lift a soul from the mire, pressed onward when the world demanded you break, or simply radiated an energy that shifts the very air around you. This is why you have been chosen. This is why you have been marked. Reflect on this, chosen one. How often have you felt like an exile in your own life, a wanderer in a land that cannot contain the vastness of your spirit? You've known the sting of being misunderstood, the ache of being unseen, the suffocation of dwelling in a place that dims your light. But I tell you now, the universe has not abandoned you to this fate. It has been laboring in secret, aligning the constellations of your redemption. This stranger, this sentinel of power, has glimpsed the flame within you and declared with unshakable conviction that you cannot remain where you are. They are coming not as a mere observer, but as a harbinger of your liberation, to bear you away to a realm where your soul can breathe, where your purpose can unfurl like a banner in the wind. But pause and search your memory. What did you do to summon this storm? Was it a whisper of encouragement you offered to a stranger in their darkest hour? A moment of defiance against despair that no one else saw? A single act of grace that rippled beyond your sight? Dig deep, for something you deemed insignificant has set this divine machinery in motion. Your life has never been a straight line. Chosen one, it has been a labyrinth of trials, a gauntlet of tests both glaring and subtle, designed to refine you into something unbreakable. And I proclaim to you now, with the force of a prophet's cry, you have just emerged victorious from one of the mightiest crucibles of your journey. The chosen are never unwatched. Their every move is weighed by forces beyond the veil. There are those giants of wealth, architects of empires, who roam the earth seeking souls rare and radiant, souls forged in the fires of integrity, illuminated by spiritual wisdom, and proven through relentless endurance. You have stood when others fell. You chose the narrow path of righteousness when the wide road of greed beckoned. You extended your hand to the forsaken when no reward glittered in return. These moments, dismissed as small by the short-sighted, have roared like thunder in the courts of eternity. As C.S. Lewis wrote in Mere Christianity, the task of the modern educator is not to cut down jungles, but to irrigate deserts. Your desert has been seen, chosen one, and now the floodwaters of destiny are rushing in to make it bloom. A force, whether clothed in flesh or shimmering in the unseen, has beheld the purity of your heart, and now the gates of opportunity grown open before you. Wealth is not a pile of gold. It is the piercing vision to recognize greatness and the audacity to pour resources into its rise. This stranger knows you carry a wisdom that defies your years, a purpose that could split the heavens and reshape the earth. They will not let you waste away in the shadows. They are driven to place you where your light can blaze unhindered. Have you ever felt the press of unseen scrutiny, the weight of moments that seem to demand more of you than you understood? Life does not drift aimlessly for those marked by destiny. There are seasons when the chaos aligns, when the shackles of struggle dissolve, when the currents of fate turn with sudden, breathtaking force. This is your season. Many chosen ones languish for decades, their spirits cramped in cages too small to hold them, but when the divine hour strikes, the shift is a lightning bolt splitting the sky. What seems like an abrupt miracle is the culmination of a long, hidden forging of fire that has burned beneath the surface, waiting for the moment to erupt. You may question why your path has veered so sharply from the common road, why you felt cloaked in shadow, overlooked by the masses, misplaced in the tapestry of the world. Hear me now. You were not forsaken, you were protected. A divine hand shielded you, concealing you from eyes too shallow to grasp your worth, guarding you from hands too weak to steward your calling. The world does not easily embrace those whose minds blaze with awakening, whose spirits refuse to be tamed, whose lives pulse with a mission etched in the stars. You were hidden until the precise moment when your unveiling would ignite the greatest impact. That moment has come. Your season of obscurity is a pile of ashes scattered by the wind. This stranger, this instrument of wealth and will, was drawn to you by a timing no mortal mind could orchestrate. They may not even comprehend the full weight of the compulsion driving them to act, But this is the handiwork of heaven. People moved, circumstances bent, events aligned to thrust you into the light. There was a singular, electric instant when this stranger's eyes locked onto you, and the trajectory of your fate shifted like a fault line cracking the earth. Perhaps they overheard a fragment of your voice, breathing hope into a broken soul, witnessed the quiet dignity you wore like armor in the face of ruin, or felt the seismic pulse of your presence in a moment of stillness. Something in you stood as a monolith where others crumbled into dust. Know this: the powerful do not chase mere trinkets, they hunt what no fortune can forge. To them, true wealth lies in the intangible, in wisdom that cuts through the noise, in character that withstands the furnace, in authenticity that pierces the masks of the world. You carry what the earth groans for, and they have seen it. They know you cannot remain tethered to a place that stifles your flame. As C.S. Lewis declared in The Weight of Glory, we are half-hearted creatures, fooling about with drink and sex and ambition, when infinite joy is offered us, like an ignorant child who wants to go on making mud pies in a slum because he cannot imagine what is meant by the offer of a holiday at the sea. Your days of mud pies are over. Chosen one, your sea stretches boundless before you. They could have chosen any soul from the teeming masses, yet their gaze fell upon you with the precision of a hunter's arrow. Why? Because you dared to do what few can fathom. You poured out kindness in a world that feasts on selfishness, a world that hoards while you gave. You stood like a mountain when the storms raged, unbowed by the winds that topple lesser spirits. You clung to your truth when the tide of conformity threatened to drown you. Those with power and influence do not stumble blindly. They see the fingerprints of the divine when they cross their path, and they know your presence is no accident. They feel a sacred charge, an unshakable duty to lift you, not merely to ease your burden, but to unleash the wildfire of your mission upon a world that starves for it. Your energy is a force meant to expand, your purpose a river meant to carve new paths, and they will not let it be damned by the mediocrity of your current confines. The ground beneath you quakes. Chosen one, your reality is shifting with the speed of a heartbeat. Yesterday, you wrestled with shadows, clawing through the fog for a glimpse of the next step. Today, doors you never dreamed of touching fling wide, their hinges groaning under the weight of divine favor. You did not seek this stranger's attention. You did not grovel at their feet or polish your image to catch their eye. Yet they have come, a herald of a power far greater than their own. This is the signature of God's blessings that hunt you down, not because you chased them, but because you stood faithful in the unseen places, where no crowd cheered and no spotlight shone. The chosen often believe every victory must be wrested from the jaws of struggle, but when heaven unfurls its banner of favor, it sweeps in like a tide that no dam can hold. Prepare yourself, for the hour demands nothing less than your full awakening. To falter now is to spit on the forge that shaped you. First, temper your mind like steel. You are stepping into a realm that vibrates at a frequency few can endure. Train your thoughts for the altitude, for the air grows thin where you are going. Second, root yourself in humility, but wield the confidence of a warrior. This tide rises because of the marrow in your bones, not the roll of a cosmic die. Stand tall without bowing to pride. Third, brace your shoulders for the weight. New heights carry new burdens. And this is not a gift to hoard, but a power to wield. Fourth, shatter the chains of doubt that whisper you are unworthy. You are not a fraud in this narrative. You are its beating heart. Your dreams are no longer mirages. On the horizon they are, the ground swelling beneath your feet. Are you ready to walk it? Have you ever felt the agony of waiting, the bone-deep weariness of labor unanswered, the strain of faith stretched to its breaking point? Divine timing does not bend to the ticking of human clocks. It strikes when the heavens align, when the echo of your rise will resound through eternity. Your delays were not a curse. They were the slow, deliberate strokes of a sculptor chiseling you into a vessel fit for this moment. This stranger's arrival is no quirk of fate. It is a chapter carved into the bedrock of time before your first cry split the air. Every wound you bore, every tear you shed, every stand you took against the void, they were the raw materials of this collision. Patience is the chosen one's forge, for while you saw only silence, the unseen was a maelstrom of preparation. Souls summoned, pathways cleared, opportunities ripened like fruit on a vine no eye could see. Do you sense it, chosen one? The signs blaze like torches in the night. Old bonds fray and snap. This is no tragedy, but a holy severance, a clearing of the stage for what is to come. Your spirit hums with a knowing deeper than words, tasting the shift before your mind can name it. The enemy prowls now, flinging obstacles to cloud your vision. Spurn him with the fury of a lion. New figures emerge from the mist, bearers of your destiny, unbidden yet undeniable. This stranger is your confirmation. The wait is a memory. The dawn is a roar. Your breakthrough is not a distant hope. It is a hammer striking the anvil of now. Elevation is no mere change of scenery. It is a violent uprooting of your spirit's limits, a remaking of your entire existence. When God moves you, He does not tinker with your address. He rewrites your mind, reshapes your alliances, and floods your reality with a light that blinds the unprepared. But heed this warning. Not all can bear the climb. Some sabotage their own ascent, clutching at the husks of old habits, old places, old fears. Do not stumble here. Companions will drift away. Release them with grace, for they cannot follow where you tread. Duty will swell like a river in flood. Embrace it, for it is the price of your calling. Voices will snarl in envy. Let them fade into the wind, for they cannot dim your flame. Purpose will unfurl like a storm cloud breaking. Seize it, for it is the heartbeat of your mission. This is your crucible moment. Will you rise to meet it? Why you, chosen one? Because you are a rarity, a soul unswayed by the siren songs of wealth, status, or hollow praise. You did not bend your knee to the idols of this age. You stood true when the darkness pressed in, faithful when no eyes watched, steadfast when the world offered nothing but scorn. The universe bows to such authenticity, for true power is not a crown, it is the fire that burns within. This is why favor hunts you like a predator, why doors you never knocked on creak open in reverence. As CSLEWIs warned in the screwtape letters, prosperity knits a man to the world. He feels that he is finding his place in it, while really it is finding its place in him. You have not been knitted to this world, chosen one. You have transcended it. A final test looms, a shadow cast before the floodgates burst. Your heart will be sifted. Will you bow to fear, lash out in anger, shrink into disbelief? This is the trap, the last gasp of the adversary to derail you. Many falter here, undone by the tremors at the threshold. Not you. You've clawed through too much, bled too deeply, fought too fiercely to crumble now. Hold your ground. The door yawns wide. Do not flinch. Do not turn back. You who have poured out your soul until it ached, now wrestle with the act of receiving. Why me? You murmur, as if worth were a scale to tip. Cast off this lie with the force of a hurricane. This tide is not yours alone. It is a channel for what heaven will unleash through you. Take it, not with trembling guilt, but with the gratitude of a warrior claiming their sword. You've sown in the dust of famine, now reap in the torrent of abundance. Chosen one, your charge is a clarion call. March into this with faith that blazes like a supernova. Doubt is a thief crush, it beneath your heel. Resistance is a chain, snap it with your hands. Fear is a cage, rend it with your roar. This stranger is but a vessel, a tool of a mightier will. God is the architect of your next chapter, and all he asks is your unwavering yes. Your time has come. Step into the inferno and claim it. And now, chosen one, we stand at the precipice of your eternal charge, the moment where the veil between what was and what will be dissolves into dust. This is not merely a relocation, not a fleeting gift from a stranger's hand. It is the birth of a legacy that will echo through generations, yet unborn. You have been summoned not to bask in comfort, but to wield a mantle that will shake the foundations of this world. The stranger who moves on your behalf is a spark, a fleeting flame in the grand conflagration of your purpose, but the fire itself is yours to tend, to stoke, to unleash upon a landscape parched for truth. This is the hour where you cease to be a wanderer and become a beacon, a force, a reckoning. Look back for a moment, not in doubt, but in awe at the tapestry of your life. Every thread of pain, every knot of perseverance, every strand of faith has been woven by a hand greater than your own. You were not hidden to be forgotten. You were hidden to be forged. You were not tested to be broken. You were tested to be proven. The stranger who sees you now is not your savior. They are your herald. A trumpet blast announcing that the time of preparation has ended and the time of action has begun. You are stepping into a realm where your voice will no longer whisper, it will thunder. Where your light will no longer flicker, it will blaze. Where your purpose will no longer wait, it will reign. But this is not the end. Chosen one, it is the genesis of your true war. The world you enter is not a sanctuary of ease. It is a battlefield strewn with the wreckage of apathy, greed, and despair. You are not being lifted to rest, you are being lifted to fight. The wealth and influence that propel you forward are tools, not treasures, weapons, not rewards. You carry within you a vision that the stranger glimpsed but cannot fully grasp, a mission that the divine etched into your soul before the stars were lit. This relocation is your staging ground, your armory, your launch into a destiny that will demand every ounce of your courage, every drop of your wisdom, every spark of your spirit. Feel the weight of this moment, chosen one. The air crackles with the electricity of your awakening. The earth trembles with the footsteps of your ascent. The heavens lean in, breathless, to witness what you will do with this hour. You are not here to be celebrated by the masses. You are here to challenge them, to awaken them, to call them to a higher plane. The stranger's role will fade, their name perhaps lost to the winds of time, but your mark will endure. You are the chosen not because you sought favor, but because you embodied it. Not because you craved power, but because you were born to wield it for a purpose beyond yourself. So rise, chosen one. Rise with the ferocity of a lion, the clarity of a prophet, the heart of a servant. The stranger has opened the door, but it is you who must cross the threshold. The divine has set the stage, but it is you who must play the part. This is not a gift to hoard, it is a charge to fulfill. The world waits, groaning under the weight of its own brokenness, for the chosen to step forth and heal it. You are not alone in this. The hand that shielded you, that tested you, that lifted you now guides you still. But the choice is yours. Will you shrink from the fire, or will you become it? Your time has come. Chosen one, not as a whisper, but as a roar, not as a dream, but as a reality, not as a hope, but as a command. Step into the inferno. Claim your charge. The dawn is yours, and it will never fade.